Hi, good evening. Welcome to day 4 of our 5 days Lovable Wife series. Today we will talk about what kind of battles you should be fighting for and what are those battles that you need to drop so that you can live a happy married life. Okay. Now, if you are a working woman, you must have noticed that there are certain kind of battles that you go through. As a working woman, you have a different kind of a personality. As a working woman, you have a different kind of drive in you. Now, what are you driven by? You're driven by achievement, you're driven by success, you're driven by contribution, by the challenges, right? But when it comes to that success, that solving those challenges, that kind of a promotion, do you think that comes easy? It doesn't come that easy. Why? Because imagine, I would say that, you must have experienced this, wherein deep in your heart, you know that if you were not the one who was selected for the position, maybe a man would have got selected. Now, for you, it is a matter of proving yourself time and again that if you are the one who has got that role, that position, as against a man who might have got it, you've got to prove yourself all the time. You got to prove yourself little more than others when it comes to promotion, when it comes to salary raise, when it comes to those additional perks and benefits, and especially when you are being compared with your male counterparts. There are men watching in the organization. There are men who are watching you to see, to catch you on the slight slip up that might happen, and then you're gone. Now, with due respects to all the men here, I am just talking about the experience a professional woman like you goes through. You don't have friends in the organization because you truly do not know who to trust. So you cannot even talk your heart out. You cannot even pour your feelings at your workplace. It becomes such a watertight compartment. Your presence could be intimidating to quite a few of those people, and you've got to rise against those waves where you are seen as somebody who's intimidating. There are those times when it may not be possible for you to carry work home, whereas your male counterparts are able to. You may not be able to stay back as long as some of your male counterparts. And, on the top of it, your boss is all the time watching you, watching your performance, and you feel that pressure to be proving your worth every day, every minute. On the top of this, you are expected to, make those best presentations in the boardroom. You are expected to crack the toughest of the deals. You are expected to manage the most difficult appraisals. These are all the external struggles that you go through. You are expected to manage your teams, solve problems, take decisions, manage your vendors, get the best of the clients. Bottom line is you've got to deliver those results in spite of this kind of a situation that you get into. And this is so much of a struggle. This is all the external struggle wherein you are striving yourself not just to succeed, not just to achieve, but also to break that glass ceiling. And this does not come unless and until you actually struggle all these in all these areas. Right now, these are all the external struggles, but they are also worth all that struggle that you go through. Why? Because end of it, you feel you've done something. You feel that you have contributed to the organization, right? If it is your own business, you feel that you have contributed to people's lives. So it is worth it. However, when you come back home, the scenario at home is no different. It is almost the same. The only difference being that in your organization, those deliverables are very clear cut and defined, and you know the outcome of giving those deliverables. At home, these deliverables are not defined. All you have is on your plate lot of household work, which very unfortunately is completely thankless. Just as you strive for that success, that recognition, that appreciation in your place of work, proving your worth every time, back at home, you are striving to be accepted for the woman you are. You're striving for recognition. You are striving that your in-laws accept you as their daughter, not as a daughter-in-law. You're striving, you're yearning for your husband's love. You are waiting for your husband's attention. All this is happening back at home as well. But because the deliverables at home are not clearly defined, all this becomes an internal struggle. You're not able to prove anything at home. So all this need, this desire to be wanted, this need to feel secure, this need to feel wanted, this need to feel loved and accepted and cared for, all this becomes an internal struggle when you are at home with your family. The problem is that while this struggle is all internal, you are dealing with this struggle externally. How are you dealing with this struggle externally? You want that your husband should break his silence. Silence is one of the greatest uh, issues in married life, where little bit of argument happens or there is a kind of misunderstanding. The first thing that happens is husband going silent, or there is a bare minimum level of communication, very basic level of communication. Okay, so you're dealing with this external struggle, internal struggle, by way of somehow wanting your husband to break his silence. You want that scenario where you can speak with your husband and you can tell him that, okay, let's talk. You're waiting for those moments. You're waiting for that time where you can tell your husband, okay, let's go and seek some relationship help so that we both can work on our relationship. You're trying to tell your husband what are the do's and don'ts of being, of having a happy married life. What are the do's and don'ts of being a great father? You're telling your husband what kind of role should now he be performing now that he's married. So his role as a husband and his role as a son, right? You're telling him, you're trying to fix up all these things externally, whereas the struggle that is happening inside you, the battles that you're fighting, are all internal. So what is needed is, you got to drop your external battles. Okay, you got to drop the external battles and you got to fight and clear the battles that are going inside of you. When you resolve those battles inside you, then the battles on the external, whether it's your husband's silence or whether it's your in-laws not treating you with respect, everything falls in place automatically. Okay, so how do you shut down these or take care of these internal battles? Because remember, when you take care of the internal battles, the world outside is going to transform. Okay, so number one, which I mentioned earlier also in my yesterday's video, is that do not complain. Do not go and tell your husband that you are so unhappy in your married life, because in a way you start to tell him that he's the one who can't keep you happy in married life. That is how he interprets. So time and again, when you're complaining, he gets the feeling that he is not capable of making you happy, which then lowers down his self-esteem. Basics, I'm telling you, very basics of dealing with that internal struggle. So stop complaining. So instead of complaining, you're going to be talking good things about married life. Okay, that's one. Number two is stop asking for explanation. When you ask for explanation, you actually take the position of authority. Really, marriage is an equal partnership. The moment you take that position of authority, that's where he's going to withdraw. So second point is do not ask for explanation. I was speaking with one of the prospects today, and she said that, her husband steps out of home and he doesn't let her know where he is going. He doesn't let her know what time he is going to be back. When he is late to in his place of work, he doesn't let her know what time he's going to come back home. He doesn't even let her know whether he's going to have dinner at home or not when he returns. Okay. And she is demanding that explanation day in and day out, which is then putting him off even more. So do not ask for any explanation. Okay. Number three, take things at face value. You might see your husband chatting for long hours on WhatsApp, or you might see him hooked onto TV. You might see him very engrossed in his work. Believe that whatever he is doing, it's believe in the best. Okay, so do not get into asking for that kind of explanation, right? Number four is that you have to uh, not get into judgment. Judgment is considering certain things to be right and considering certain things to be wrong, wherein the moment you get into the judgment, you will bring more pain to yourself and you will start to struggle even more. So remember, whether the things are going your way or not, the least you can do is not getting into judgment, because by getting into judgment, you in any case are not getting any solution to any problem. In fact, it is creating more troubles. So stop judging. Okay. Next is give up the need to be right, which is stemming from judgment. Right or wrong is a judgment. Okay. So most of the time you will see that you get into argument when you think that you are right and your husband or your in-laws are wrong. So first thing is that you've got into judgment, which is right and wrong. Second is when you get into this judgment, you start to argue. And then there is a very, very strong need to prove yourself to be right. Right. So for all you know, I mean, just for the purpose of this discussion, for all you know, you might be right. He might be wrong. But when you argue and ultimately get to the point of proving yourself right, you might think that, look, I have done my best and I have told him what that right thing is and I have won. So you get that feeling of victory inside you. But actually, you have lost the battle. Because when time and again, it's not just once or twice, but time and again, when your husband feels that he is losing it, he is losing that battle with you again and again, he's going to withdraw, because that feeling of losing is something which he cannot take. Okay. Now you might think that, should I take that, in a win-lose situation, should I be the loser all the time? Now, you don't need to be the loser all the time, because when you are taking things at face value, when you're assuming the best, when you're not getting into any kind of judgment, then you will not feel that whether you're losing or whether you're winning. And that neutral place is the best place to be. So if your husband feels that, he has won, so be it. It is going to have impact on your relationship. And over time, when you maintain that neutral stand of no judgment, taking things at face value, assuming the best and no complaining, he will also come to that level where he will also not get into proving himself to be right and start to take things at the face value. Okay. And last but not the least, meditation. Okay. I will be sending you that calming body meditation, which I have recorded. It is going to come to your inbox. This is that meditation where it will help you to turn towards your body in ways that you will start to feel the calm and the peace in every cell in your body, in every fiber of your soul. When you calm down internally, your body calms down internally, those battles automatically begin to settle. And once your body is calm, how the battle settle is, your body starts to give you the answers. All those questions that you have in your mind, for which you're looking the answers on the outside, from your husband, from your in-laws, seeking parents' advice, all those answers will come from within you. And these are the things which are going to help you settle your internal battles. And as I mentioned in my day 3, which is about healing, whatever residual hurts are left, you're going to be healing them. Okay. Now, with these 5-6 steps, when you follow over a period of time, I want to give you this 30 days challenge. Follow these steps for next 30 days, and you will see how all your internal resistance, your internal struggles that need to be loved, that need to be wanted, will be taken care of by you yourself. You yourself will start to feel that peace, that joy within, and you will start to radiate with that joy, to which then your husband will start getting drawn towards. So what you need to do is stop all the external struggles, the external battles that you're fighting. What you need to do is get inside and take care of, resolve your internal battles first. Okay. Which of the techniques are you going to be using out of the ones which I just put up for you? Please write in the comment box. And I would also love to know from you that when you started doing this, when you started resolving these internal battles, what changed, what shifted in you, and how did that impact your relationship with your husband? Okay, so that's from me to you for today. And should you have any questions, please feel free to write your questions in the comment box. I would take them personally right here. And as far as tomorrow is concerned, tomorrow is a very, very critical topic, a topic which, leads to many a times leads to separation between husband and wife. And this is about parenting. You're very fond of your children. Your husband is also very fond of your children, right? People say that children bind husband and wife, but the research has shown that many a times after the children are born, it creates a distance between husband and wife. So how do we deal with those parenting issues so that with those, little tiny children in your hands, you are, as a husband and wife, you begin to bond deep, and you begin to bond even more, right? So tomorrow is going to be the last day of the Loveable Wife series, and we are going to be talking about how to do that parenting so that parenting brings you and your husband close to each other, right? So that's it from me to you, and I'll be seeing you tomorrow. In case you have any questions, please feel free to write here in the comment box, and I will answer them for you, right? Thank you so much. God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow. There is something that is there written, but I'm not able to understand what this is. I'm not able to understand your question, so I can't take this. If you could just write in details, I'll be able to take that and answer for you. All right, so that's it from me to you, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. You take care, and bye.